I want to welcome everyone officially. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this very powerful, beautiful. I don't know. I am so excited about today. I'm so excited about the possibility in you being here now and what led your heart to this experience. There's so many things all of us can be doing today, but what if today, what if on this call in this hour, 45 minutes, hour or so, what if you either learn one of the ancient secrets or you hear someone share about their experience with it in such a way that it changes your life forever? It was so fun. I was at a dinner, actually at a lunch yesterday with my mom, and we're sitting at a table with these beautiful people. Two, I was just meeting for the first time. Actually, one I had met before, and then one was someone that I had known. And it was so fun sharing the story. My mom sharing the story about how, she'd read the book and she loves me. But it was actually on this call where she heard from Louisa in Brazil sharing her story about how her knee pain went away, her stage 4 knee pain, lots of pain. And just from the remedy in this book, and then, yeah, and then the home remedy and eating the monk soup, that then my mom was like, wait a minute, why am I not doing that? you know, and then she started doing it because of Louisa and also Dr. Steven. She saw a beautiful thing. Dr. Steven, so good to see you here. I love seeing you here. Actually, everyone, there's a bunch of people who are new on this call that have never been here before. So I just want everyone to go ahead and put in the chat where you're joining from today. So two things happened with my mom. One is she heard Dr. Steven share about Hmong soup in a way that was, it was the same information, but struck her ears in a new way, struck her heart in a new way. Maybe she was in the space where she was ready to hear it. And then hearing Louisa share her story, she's like, why am I not doing that? Actually, that sounds awesome, And she did the experiment. And for 3 days, actually, she did it for about more than that. But after only 3 days, she was walking to the neighbor's house where she's helping serve her neighbor. And she realized her knee wasn't hurting in the same way it was hurt. And she was just so happy, so excited. And in fact, for those who are part of the miracle experiment experience, today we're going to talk about it a little bit, but tomorrow we're going to talk about the 7-day Hmong detox challenge, which is an optional activity, but which can change your life. And you're going to hear some stories of people who are actually done it or are doing it now and what's happened for them. So a lot to look forward to. First of all, I want to see real quick, there's someone who I know is new on the call, and it made me so happy. She actually came on a little bit earlier. Viv, I don't know, can you turn on your, I don't know if you can even turn on your camera, but I definitely want to hear your voice. It was so fun. She thought the call started at 3 p.m. In UK, but it was actually the call starts at 4 p.m. And so I had a chance to meet her briefly. Viv, can you share a little bit about yourself, like where you're joining from and what inspired you to join today?
Hello, yeah. I heard stories about him and his mum, and how some of the impossible ventures were that he'd been through and helped with. And I've got complex issues myself, so I was just interested in learning more about the subconscious reprogramming and more about the Mama and the healing. And it was just interesting to see some of his videos. But I was unfortunate because I didn't get to meet him when he was due to come to the UK a couple of years ago. So yeah, so that was it. So I thought I'd join here, and luckily and fortunate enough to have got entry into the room, because I was about to give up hope, thinking that I wasn't going to be able to enter. But luckily, I got accepted, or you know, max the room. Thanks for that. I look forward to hearing more about that.
Oh, Viv, it's cutting out a little bit right now, but I want to say I'm so grateful you followed your heart. Actually, your story is similar to many people. Many people saw maybe a video of Dr. Naram. I actually created Dr. Naram's YouTube channel originally. And so many people have seen those videos or saw my TEDx talk and then wanted to meet him and felt like, oh, I missed that opportunity. Like you're saying, he was scheduled to come to the UK. And some exciting news I have for you is that both me and Dr. Giovanni were planning a trip to the UK. And then we'll have a chance to fulfill that promise that Dr. Ram made and have the honor to hopefully meet you, Viv, and support you in your healing journey. So I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you came on the call and that you're joining
I
us
look
in this
forward
space.
to it as well. I look
Yeah.
forward to it.
And what if in this sacred space we have together, this period of time, even in today's call, this 1 hour, Viv, you and me And everyone on this call, what if you learn something that can help you with whatever it is that you want? You know, whatever is the health situation that you want to see improved, or something in your heart, your mind, your emotions, something in your life. You know, it's so fun. We're a part of the miracle experiment experience right now. And I have been blown away, so inspired by the miracles that have been happening for people already in this space. Who is on Monday's call? Who's in the miracle experiment experience? I just want to see a raise of hands. Wasn't that so inspiring? Like, the things that are happening are off the charts beautiful. And so, Viv, in this space of possibility, you know, the email that went out just yesterday was, can love transcend death? You know, and I see Roma Rishi is on this call. Roma Rishi, so good to have you. And last call, he shared about how many of the great masters, Viv, they actually said before they passed on, they said, you know, I'll be able to help you even more when I'm not in my body. Actually, real quick, talking about Aditya Devabad. Colin, can you come here? I'm so lucky to have a bunch of little guys. This is one of the people that I love so much. This is my nephew Cohen. It's his birthday tomorrow, and we've been celebrating some birthdays and so many things. So I just want this guy, I want to tell you, he is one of the happiest people I've ever met in my life. In fact, he wakes up happy. He goes to sleep happy. He was in a car accident. He's like, that was interesting. He's still happy. He like navigates life. I was on a walk with him the other day. I was like, can you tell me about yourself? I just want to hear about, who are you? And remember what you said, Colin? What did you say?
I actually don't remember.
You don't remember? He's like, well, I'm happy. You know, says, I'm also curious. And he is like this. He's very happy. He's curious. And we have actually, we speaking of Aditya Devabal, we also have two of his dogs that are joining us for this call right now. What are their names, Cohen?
V and Callie.
Yeah, Callie and what?
V.
V. We got Callie and V with us. So I don't know if you guys can join me in just wishing Cohen a happy birthday. Just put your hands together like this. This is people all over the world, Cohen, and they're all wishing you happy birthday. It's also Shilpi's birthday, and anyone else whose birthday is today. We're just wishing you such a happy birthday. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So you're welcome to continue to join with me here. Anything you want to say? Oh, no. Okay, good. Well, he's going to stay with me here. I want to read you. We got some cool people joining us, Cohen. We got Cindy. Cindy. From Connecticut. Cindy, I don't know if you are here right now and if you can unmute yourself, but this was a big, big week for you. And speaking about birth, we also have such tender things that have been happening. And I know there's been so many people sending love, but can you share from your heart what's been happening for you? And
my husband, if you can see.
Yeah.
Can you see him?
Yeah, we can see him. Bill, is it?
Bill, my husband, Bill. And he went to bed Tuesday night, and I found him peacefully passed Wednesday morning. And totally shocking. He wasn't exhibiting any outward signs of illness. And so it's just been a shock. I'm still in shock. I sound pretty calm right now, but I think it's just the shock of the experience. We've been married 44 years. I never lived alone in my life. He took care of, everything, the house, the cars. He was out on Tuesday chopping wood in the backyard, stacking up the cache of wood for our wood stove, just to make sure that everything was organized. He moved the snowblower from the back shed to the front garage so that we would be prepared when the snow came. He just prepared. He did all of the gardening, cleaned up all the front weeds, and trimmed back all of the all to prepare for the winter, for the gardening. He did all of that, which was his passion anyway. So Tuesday, first, let me start with Sunday, because
Please. And first of all, I want to say thank you. thank you for being on this call, and thank you for sharing these sacred moments with us. I think anytime that we can hear situations like this, like when, for instance, when Sue Velasquez and Joe came on the calls, it just helps remind all of us of, the sacredness of every breath that we have. And also for me, the email that I sent out about how can love transcend death, and what happens and the miracles that can happen in that space when someone leaves the body, like Dr. Naram, but sometimes more can happen beyond that. So please share anything that you want to in this time, in this space.
So on this is all like putting the pieces together after the fact, but so many signs and so many miracles. So on Sunday, we took a walk. We live probably about 20 miles from Long Island Sound. So we took a walk along the state beach there, which we do typically. And we got to a certain point and took a rest and turned around and I looked up in the sky, and up in the sky was this ball of white. It was nearing 4 o'clock. So it was getting to be closer to sunset. So next to the ball of light was a rainbow. And in the midst of all of that were the clouds, wispy clouds that looked like feathers, like wings, like angel wings. And I thought, gee, that's interesting. God is here. I wonder what's happening here. So God is here. So that was Sunday. Monday, nothing spectacular. Tuesday, I mentioned, Bill worked out in the yard, came in, we finished decorating our Christmas tree. And this putting up a Christmas tree and decorating a Christmas tree was not something that he liked to do. And it was just something that he embellished on Tuesday. And he loved putting the bulbs on, and he was fussy about where different ornaments went. We rested. We had an event happening at our church on Tuesday night from 6 to 7, and we went, and he was in prayer for, an hour of time. We met up with his closest friend at church, came home, had a bite to eat, watched TV, all, regular life experiences. And I'm tired, I'm going to bed. So we went to bed, and the I love yous and the hugs and see you in the morning. And, my reminder that Wednesday morning, I get up early to go to the gym. And when I did on Wednesday morning, he wasn't making the coffee, and I had to go rally him, and he wasn't rallying. So he passed, but he had the most peaceful look on his face. He was at peace. I couldn't see, not that I had seen great pain in him before, but he was just very, very peaceful. And I knew that, his time had come. So, and the consolation is in the Catholic Church, Tuesday was the feast of the Immaculate Conception. So I knew right then and there that, he was in good hands. And so when I started texting friends of his passing, one friend texted back and said that God was blessing us because my husband had snow white hair and it had just snowed. So there was, just a little layer of snow on the ground. And, another friend texted back and said, he's in the arms of Mary now, and he gets to celebrate the nativity in the real place, not what we do down here with the statues. I thought that was really consoling. So, but I want to say to each and every person watching, listening, Dr. Clint, every one of you people that, I've been in different pods with people, but so many people that I don't know, just your words of love have just sustained me for the last several days. You cannot imagine the comfort that I have drawn from each and every comment, each and every response. It's been It's been so, so comforting. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And my husband, at one point, probably during the summer, he said, you know, you have changed and you're more loving. And then he became more loving. And so whatever differences that we had, we mended. And I'm not sure if that would have happened as in the manner that it did if I hadn't been welcomed into the Ancient Secrets group and to be part of this wonderful experience. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just so grateful, so very, very grateful.
Oh my goodness, Cindy, you are touching all of our hearts so much just by being in this space at this time and sharing this sacred journey and those noticing those moments. You know, we take so much for granted. We take so much for granted in every interaction and with those that we love, and especially during this holiday season. Even just from you sharing this with us now, I hope all of us take away being more present with those we love and valuing the moments that we may not have otherwise. And if we get that from today's call, we can just end this call and just thank you and thank your beautiful, powerful husband for giving us that gift. And as far as passings go, to pass so peacefully and in such a sacred way, what an amazing soul that all of us are honoring in this space by just what you shared with us is just like, wow, that is so remarkable. So I just want to see if anyone has anything they want to share, Jana or anyone, as you're listening to Cindy share. I mean, Chris, also, if you want to share, as you're listening to this, what does love teach you? Now, the opening quote in the book is, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you. And in this space of listening to Cindy share, what is love teaching you?
When I saw Cindy's post in her pod, in her Miracle Experiment game pod, my heart just immediately hurt. But the thing that I was so amazed with was the way that she communicated to the community. There was a level of acceptance, a deep level of love, and honoring for the process. At least that's what I could see through that. And it was just really, it just showed me who Cindy was. I mean, and just even on this call right now with her communicating, you can see that she loves her husband very much. And I'm just so amazed that she's put together. I tend to fall apart all the time. And you seem to be just put together. And so you're teaching me that there's another way, the strength and the honoring and the respect and the love. And Cindy, thank you.
Oh, so beautiful, Jana. Thank you so much. Chris, you know, I know that you contacted me shortly after, and I don't know, I just like Jana was saying, like, you know, both, I know Joe has mentioned it lots of times with the passing of his wife, Sue, what it means to be a part of a community like this and to get that outpouring of love. And I love, Cindy, how you expressed that, how much it means more than ever in moments like this. And I know having also family like Chris
Right.
makes a big difference. But Chris, what has love taught you in these sacred moments of this week?
I just want Cindy to know how much I love her and how much we loved Bill.
Oh. Yeah.
Just grateful for you.
Yep.
Hugging you. Sorry, a little emotional.
There really is no words that are going to adequately do justice to this moment, but I just want all of us, if we can just put our hands together and send so much love to Cindy from all over the world. We're sending you and your entire family with so much love. And you can even unmute yourself if you want to and say, I love you. and I'm with you. I love you, and I'm with you.
I
Love you, Cindy, and I'm with you. Love you, Chris, and
I
I'm with
love
you.
you.
Love
Love
you,
you.
Cindy, and with you.
I love
Love
you,
you,
Love you,
Cindy.
and I'm
I'm
with
with
you.
you.
love
Love
you,
you.
Cindy. Love you,
Love
Chris.
you, and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm
That's
with
so
you.
Love
hard.
you, and I'm with you.
Oh,
I'm with
yeah.
you.
Love you,
Love
Cindy.
you,
Love
and I'm with you.
you,
Love you,
dear.
and I'm with
I love you and I'm with you.
So beautiful. Cindy, thank you for showing up so quickly on this call, dropping us so much into our hearts and helping us remember the gift, the gift of every moment of life, of every loved one, of every interaction, and anything that you want to say love has taught you over this last week or today or in this moment.
When I came into the experience a year ago, you talk about yourself being a skeptic. I was right up there thinking, what?
I remember.
What is this? Come on, give me a break. This is, but I've had so many epiphanies to really begin to understand the statement in the book, and that love will teach you. And it's, phone's ringing. Love will teach you. Love is the answer. I mean, it's repeated in any gospel reading, any passage, Old Testament, New Testament, mostly New Testament. Love will teach you, and to part of the group, to keep hearing the message, and to be living it, and to have my husband catch on and to embrace it, to truly, truly embrace it, to say, you are the love of my life. I love you. There's no one else for me. In the last, few months, it's just an incredible, incredible gift. And again, I thank you all. Every prayer, every word, every encouragement, every thought that you have sent to me and to my family. I send you my virtual hugs, and I am so very grateful. So very grateful. Thank you.
Cindy,
Thank you for the patience, for the journey. Just thank you.
I want to acknowledge you, Cindy. I want to really appreciate you in this moment, and something that I feel like all of us can benefit from. That we have a tagline we talk about contagious healing, about when you help yourself, it helps everyone around you. When you heal yourself, it heals the world. And I know that Joe talked about, because Sue, in her last months of life, she chose to follow these ancient secrets. As a result, he lost 40 pounds, all the pain in his body went away. And then so many miracles have been happening after that. It's a love that never dies.
Yeah.
And Cindy, I want to acknowledge you. Actually, if you could share what you said about how, as you were changing, as you were becoming more happy, as you were having this experience, it changed your husband, and it altered that experience. But even your health situation, what you shared on the graduation call for the 100-day course, it touched my heart so much, about even your blood reports. Can you just share a little bit about that with everyone? Because it's very important to understand how much you changed and how it changed everyone around you.
All right. So it's like 2 years ago, right before on the cusp of the COVID, I received a diagnosis of psoriatic arthritis, and medication was to be, infusion. So that all started, and so I did all of that and wasn't really making the progress that I wanted to make. And then Chris invited me last year to the Ancient Secrets, and had Dr. Clint come to Syracuse and do the pulse reading. And then from there, I was able to meet with Dr. Ronick and be part of the Hmong soup extravaganza, which, like, that's my primary menu. And so over the course of time, with all of these medications, I would have to go for blood work. And in September of just now 2021, the rheumatologist wanted an update. And so the markers for inflammation had been decreasing, and now they were in, like, they were much, much lower than they had ever been. And I'm attributing it to, healthy living, healthy diet, the Hmong soup, the love and attention of my husband. I mean, it's just a myriad of factors that have aided health. So I've been very grateful, for all of that. So
Yeah, that's so
I'm a little
beautiful.
overwhelmed, so I'm starting not to sound coherent. So I apologize.
I just want to say thank you. And I'm just putting myself in the position of your husband right now. And, we're going to hear from some people today, actually a married couple. And I know that love, how much he loves you, how much he still loves you, and how happy he was to see these results, and how much peace that must have brought to his heart, and I'm just feeling that. I'm just feeling that in this moment. And I'm just so grateful for you, Cindy. I know we've so much, even to get to do anything in these places, for you to share as much as you have with us has been such a gift. So thank you so much. I
You're very
love
welcome.
you, and I'm with you.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the platform. It's very healing, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you've helped. You may not know it. Actually, I just want to see, so Cindy can have this impressed on her heart, who from her sharing about her husband and about her experience has blessed you today, that something impacted you in some way today. Just raise your hand. Yeah, so Cindy, from you showing up today in this space, you've blessed us all over the planet, literally all over the globe. You've helped us anchor in our own hearts the sacredness of life, and wanting to make sure we treasure every breath and every loved one in all the ways that we can.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you to your husband. I just want to go even for like 30 seconds of silence. I just want us all to drop into those that we've loved who have passed on, and just thank them, thank them for while they were in the body with us, thank Dr. Naram for every gift that he gave us. I know Viv, she spoke so beautifully about how she wished she could have met him, but Viv, you just met him through through the story of Cindy. You're going to meet him in so many ways as you read the book, and through so many people's stories, how that love continues on. And so in this moment, I just want you to think about all the people that you love, and how, what if love can transcend death? What are those? Cindy shared about so many beautiful miracles that if you pay attention to, you realize, Dr. Ram, he said, there's not such a thing as death. There's just, you leave your body. He would make sure he emphasized this every time. So in this space, holding them in our hearts, actually, if you can, before we go into the silence, I just want you to put in the chat someone that you love who's passed on. Actually, at lunch yesterday, someone said, I want to make the distinction. Don't say passed away, because away makes it feel like they're away from you. Passed on just means they left their body, but they don't have to be very far away. So I want you to put in the chat some names of people that you have loved, who have passed on, that we can just honor in this moment. Susan says, Phyllis, my mom, Jill, Denny, dearest Denny, very much so. Still with us, Rochelle, Angie, and Emily. David Cummings. Just beautiful reading these names. Joseph, my brother Arnie, Bridget, my brother-in-law Steve, rest in peace. Andrea, my mom and my dad. Ferris, my dad. Rajani, my father. Mariam, my non and my grandpa. Cindy, my husband Phil. Sean, Caden and Wally, Cindy, Bill, Mary. Thank you, Bill, for being here with us. Sarabjit, my husband, Surrender. BN, my parents, Karen, Kevin, Captain, David, Mom and Dad, Sissy, my parents, Peggy, my brother Jim, Cornelia, my ex-husband, Werner, who just barely passed, Judy, Linda and Judith, Susie, Tom, Edna, Todd, Anja, Lagan, Kamala, Jeff, Robert, Lauren, Arshia, my dad, Ardesher, Arnie, Bob, Ray, Edie, and so many beautiful messages. I think there's maybe 54, 55 more messages I haven't read, but we're holding them all in our heart in this moment. So in this moment, if you could just close your eyes, just feel your breath, feel the ground beneath your feet. And then if you can, feel your heartbeat. And as you're feeling your heartbeat and the air come in and out of your lungs, just hold that person and the love that you have in your life as a result of knowing them. Just hold that love in your heart and just see if there's any message I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you, and love will teach you. Just see if there's any message in that love for you right now. And we're just going to be silent. I'm actually going to make it for a minute of silence. Take a deep breath in. And a minute starts now. Oh, wow, that was a lot of love. For me, I wasn't expecting it, but I actually had my sister Denise, who in the book, if you've read the book, you'll know, a big thing that motivated me this whole direction was my sister Denise, who took her life, and this was really beautiful. In that minute, I just felt just a reminder that sometimes when I remember her, I remember the struggle or the pain that was associated with her, her taking her life. And in this moment, actually, she just reminded me that she's okay, that I don't have to hold on to that pain anymore. In fact, every time if I remember her and someone's blessed through this work, to celebrate with her, that there is a love that transcends death. There's moments in which when we really tap into love. I actually felt Dr. Ram also in this space very much with us, and that like Roma Rishi said on last week's call, sometimes the most powerful things people can do for us, the biggest ways they can help us is even when they're not in their body anymore. So thank you, Cindy, so much for being here present and reminding us again, not only the sacredness of life, but the sacredness of all life that is here with us, whether it's in a body or not. And thank you. I want to hear from anyone else. What did love teach you in that moment in which you're holding person in your heart? I see Faris, he says, life is a miracle, but death is also a miracle. That's what love taught you. Beautiful. Rochelle says, love is teaching me the precious importance of feeling deeply into each experience, even and especially the ones that bring pain to our core. I felt that, even when I was introducing my nephew, Cohen, he is happy, but he also cries, he also screams sometimes. He has the full range of emotions, and every emotion is okay. It took me a long time to realize that sad is not bad. Sad is just sad, and it's as beautiful as happy. Having the whole range of emotions, Rochelle so beautifully said, is part of the sacredness of life. And so thank you for that. Beautiful. Anyone else want to unmute yourself and share what love has been teaching you on this call so far? Let's see here. I see, actually, it's so beautiful. I don't know. I don't know if it's my brother. It's so fun. I saw either it's my brother or my sister-in-law. I don't know if you can unmute yourself, but it's so fun to see you on this call that I just want you to share anything that love has been teaching you today.
Yeah, just so you know, Clint, I did the activation this morning, so I'm showing legendary and it's,
Beautiful.
and it's not coming off yet. So I'm showing up as legendary instead of me.
Well, I'm so glad that you're here. In fact, you are my sister. I feel like we're all connected in this way. So what has been love teaching you?
Oh boy, love is, it's so amazing that I've been going through this stuff of, I'm supposed to get a stem cell transplant. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my numbers are changing and I may not have to have the transplant. And part of it is just reaching out to everybody. Legendary has been my tribe in particular. And it's amazing going through, and I did COVID for 3 months and intubated, and I keep wondering, what are these lessons? Why am I going through all these medical issues? And one of the things that continually comes up to me is I'm amazed how hard it is to receive. There's so many people that when they find out I was sick, want to send love, and to receive it. I mean, you can send all, but the receiving of that love, whether it's just so powerful, and it's, so there are times where I was crying and feeling very alone as I'm working on healing myself. And I get to say to myself, that's not true. I'm not alone. There are many people who love me. And that love gives me the energy to keep going. And so even when I don't feel my own love for myself, I get to feel the love of people who reach out and people who are just so generous in their giving of their love. That's what helps fill me. That's what helps me keep going.
Wow, what a powerful message. Anyone else feel like they're good at giving love, but sometimes it's a little bit trickier to receive love? Raise your hand if you feel that same way. It's sometimes hard to receive love. Yeah, so beautifully spoken. So in this moment, if you'll allow us, on behalf of everyone, because I feel like you're a microcosm of the macrocosm. And even as you're sharing in a way that allows us to see ourselves in a new way. So if you'll allow us in this moment, it's okay if we send you so much love in this healing journey. And as a result, you receive all this blast of love from people all over the world.
I would be honored. Thank you.
Beautiful. If everyone can put your hands together, and if you can just open up your hands and receive this, as we all send you this blast of love from all over the world, people loving you and sending you love. Beautiful. So beautiful.
Lori, we love you.
Thank you.
You are loved with an everlasting love, and underneath are the everlasting arms.
Beautiful. Lori, we love you and we're with you, and you are never alone. And Cindy, you're never alone. Joe Velasquez, you're never alone. Cornelia, losing your partner and the father of your children, you're never alone. It's actually impossible for us to be alone, and it's so good to be reminded of this. So thank you, Lori, for giving us this gift in this moment. From receiving love, you've given us all the gift. Wow.
Thank you for that mistake of legendary having my name, or you might not have recalled.
Yeah, because you weren't even on the video, but you gave us all such a gift. And this is such a good example of what happens when you let love guide you. So far on this call, zero of what's happened has been planned by me. I didn't plan any of this. So far, zero of it has been planned. But it's so nice because who's benefited, who's gained just from showing up and being fully present? Who's gained on this call? Some insight or something's happened in your heart where you feel like you've been blessed in some way. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you, love, for guiding us. Thank you for how love can transcend. Love can transcend whatever pain, whatever struggle, whatever complication, whatever thing we don't understand. And, death is a mystery for so much of us. And, so many of us are good with so many things, but approaching death, it's one of the things where as humans, we haven't really been trained, or we don't know, and sometimes we have a certain faith system or faith community that helps us. But in this particular case, Ancient Secrets is beyond any faith. It goes beyond faith, beyond any culture. It goes beyond any religion, any country. And it just meets us in the space in which our hearts are beating, and in which there is love, and in which there is healing, and which it points us back to ourselves and says, what do you want? What do you want? With each breath of life is a gift. And in that breath of life, what do you want? The Ancient Secrets, yeah, it helps us overcome physical, mental, emotional problems, traumas. It helps us overcome chronic and acute health challenges. Yeah, but then when you have your health, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with this gift of life? And actually, I'm just going to come back to Cindy just for a moment. forgive me if I'm putting you on the spot again, but I just want to hear, what do you want with the gift of life that you have and the gift of love that you've been given? What do you want?
It's interesting that you ask that, because 5 years ago, 6 years ago, actually, I decided that I wanted to walk the Camino, the 500-mile Camino Frances from Saint-Jean-Pierre-de-Port to Santiago, Spain. And different things have happened over the last several years where it wasn't just, I just didn't have time, and my husband wasn't really interested in walking. It just didn't have to be 500 miles, just walking. So the other day I thought, oh my gosh, now I can do that, and now I have a reason to walk. I can walk and meditate and just cherish my life with him. And so that's kind of a gift right there, just the opportunity to do that.
That is so beautiful. I'm totally celebrating that with you. Maybe some of us on the call will want to join you for the walk, or if you want to be on your own, at least send us pictures, because that is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Lori, I want to come to you. What do you want? What do you want? Thank you, Cindy, so much for sharing that.
I don't, that, from your book, I know you pose that question, and I think of it often as I was laying in the hospital bed. So, half a year I've been in the hospital. It's just mind-boggling. And I can't answer that, Clint. I just don't even know, other than I want my health. Of course, that's automatic. I want health. I want to be able to go back out in my kayak and climb up the mountains. And I want a breath of life, where I want the life so much that I'm willing to fight for it. I want that feeling that I've heard other people, where they love life so much that they fight for it. And I've never really had that. And I want that feeling. And I don't know how to get it. I want it. I'm not quite sure how to get that feeling of wanting it so much that I'm willing to go at any length.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Lori. I just want you to, if you can, just you take your right hand and over your left heart, you pound 6 times, say, very good. Yeah. Because in the midst of you saying you don't know what you want, you actually told us a lot of stuff that you want. And many times we actually do know. And sometimes, to make it simple in the miracle experiment experience, we just say, what do I want from today? And maybe that makes it a little easier to do for a lot of people. Now, love has taught so many people such powerful things on this call. I see Kathleen. She says, I got a message the day after my son passed to go live my life and feel the joy. I see Joseph. He says, to be generous of heart and self. Arshia, to be humble and grateful. I love you all. Vinod says, death can be an act of transformation. Jerem says, love reminds us that everyone, past, present, and future, is here when love is present. It's so true. Rochelle says, Lori, you look so alive. It took me a bit to recognize who you are, because you look so alive. Stephanie says, love is teaching me there's only a bridge to cross from this plane to the other, and that the bridge is like the rainbow that appeared the one day as I was asking my grandma for a sign, and she was hearing me years ago. That's so beautiful. Roxanne, Bridget says, bless you, Kathleen. Do feel the joy. And today and always, may your heart stay open. You are never alone. So for Cindy, beautiful. All is well says, we are hardest on ourselves. So true. To love ourselves and allow the love in. We're going to actually be going into a breakout room. You're going to have a chance to share what love has taught you, what love has guided you. Before that, I want to go to this couple, Susan. We did this, your miracle. First of all, whoever's in the miracle experiment experience, I'm sure you're having this experience that you're like, my miracle pod leaders are so awesome, so beautiful, the way in which they lead with love. And so thank you for everyone showing up. On one of our trainings last week, we went into 3 minutes of silence. And then afterwards I says, what's present for you? And touched my heart so much what Susan shared. And so I want Susan to share what's present for you in this moment.
Oh, thank you so much. My heart, it just feels so full from what we're sharing in this moment. Just the preciousness of life and the preciousness of being connected to each other, and to be open to feeling the love. And I think that one of the best things about this community and these teachings has been about the elixir that love is, and that it's available to all of us. And it's available to me. And I shared about, I had had a pulse reading, and the doctor had said, you have so much unmet potential. And it got me so excited to think about the future and to think about the things I'm learning here and what's going to unfold. And I feel very emotional right now. This has been an exquisite experience for me. Cindy's sharing has just deepened me. And Lori, I don't know you, but now I know you, and your truthfulness and your honesty and your transparency. It's just been a blessing. And, you know, none of this was planned. It was just like we all speak from our hearts, and it teaches and it changes us. And I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
I hope
I
you could
remember
hear
in the mentor call, you were sharing so beautifully how your life has changed as a result of learning these ancient secrets and joining the community, and how your life has changed. Can you just share in brief, like a couple things about that?
Well, I'm certainly more open to love. My health has changed incredibly. I had some issues that are now gone. You know, my family has changed. My relationship with my husband has changed. It's amazing how he has changed. You know, and I was talking about how my kids have changed. And then maybe the truth is that I have changed, and I'm seeing love now, and I'm acting on things that are loving as opposed to being critical or being in judgment. It's like that seems to have melted away. And when I hear love, it sparks me. When I feel love, it sparks me. And that's different than before. I was more in a critical, judgmental place. And I'm a little bit fuzzy because of so much emotion right now and so much gratitude right now. But
I don't think you're fuzzy. I think you're clearer than ever. You're in this space of love, and it's so true. And, you know, this is one theme that's come up. I'm just paying attention. I'm noticing it, you know, but as Cindy changed her life, it changed everyone around her. And as you're changing, you're like, wait, it seems like my kids are changing. It seems like my husband's changing, you know, but actually what's been happening is you've been changing.
Yeah.
You've really been living the life of letting the pain, releasing the pain. You know, that's not really a part of what needs to happen in our lives, the physical pain and also the mental and emotional stress, and been more in a space of love, and everyone around has been responding. It was so beautiful because on that mentor call, when she talked about how much more she was in the space of loving life more than ever before, and really loving herself more than ever before, I went to Joseph and I asked him, you know, what does it feel like? What does it feel like to hear this? And you remember what you said, Joseph?
I remember that it still feels wonderful. It's been one of the greatest gifts that I have ever had, to witness and be the beneficiary of genuine, honest, authentic change. To have, you know, I've had the gift of sharing my life with Susan for 45 years, and I have always known that her mission was to know what heals, to find what heals, and to want to heal others, along with the desire to improve herself, always kind of the relentless pursuit of improvement. But there's always been blocks. And after she read the book, it's like the dam opened up and the boulders started to move aside, and it became authentic and genuine and coming from inside and coming from beyond. And I'm having my goosebump meter go off right now. My whole body is just lit up.
I love the description of the goosebump meter. But on the mentor call, when he had heard Susan talk about being in a different place in her heart and her body than she'd ever been, I said, what is that like? He's like, it's a dream come true, and I was just felt this blast of love. And as you're speaking now, I feel that blast of love. And really, as I'm thinking about it now in this moment, Cindy, I'm going to come back to you just because, just imagine how your husband felt when he was seeing your change, and now you're hearing it spoken in this way, but you love someone so much.
Yeah.
And then you see the pain release and you see them become happier. What is it like hearing this interaction right now for you?
I'm right there with you. I just think it was a miracle to watch Bill have his heart open to love, he gave himself permission to love in a new way, and in a way that he never ever really thought about, but because he was receiving the love, no judgment, the sincerity, the welcoming presence from me, then he started to reciprocate. And the ripple effect has been just amazing. I mean, I think about when we were all together, a group of friends were together a week ago, this past Saturday, and how he was so loving to people that were trying. And it's just amazing what love can do. As you've said, it's just amazing. And even in my own home, how the love between us branched out, and he was able to embrace our children and give to our children something that they had never seen from him before. Such loving kindness, such empathy for them. I mean, I know he had it in the bosom of his soul, but he just never allowed himself to share it. And he was able to do that over the last many weeks,
Cindy, this
many
is
miracles.
so beautiful. It's so beautiful. What more could anyone want that in the last
Right.
months of their life, they open themselves up to love? And Cindy, what a cool thing that you are the portal in many ways for this. Now, there's so many things happening simultaneously, but I guarantee you that him seeing you change was one of the things that opened him up to love himself in a new way. And I promise you that will never, that kind of love never dies. It's so beautiful. Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Joseph. And thank you, Susan.
Clint,
Do you want to share something else?
I do. One of what feels like a common thread, I think Lori had opened the door of being able to receive. I think that so many of us just come from a paradigm of rejecting before we're rejected, or closing off, or being protected, protect so we don't get hurt. And one of the shifts that I'm experiencing, and I've seen it in Susan, and I'm hearing it in this call, is that allowing the receiving of love just a little bit, as Leonard Cohen says, that it's the crack that lets the light in.
Yeah.
If you just let that crack open up and let some of that love in and feel that it's the catalyst, and it will do the change, just as your quote says. So I'm hearing that and feeling that here in this call.
Yeah, so well said. What if all of us could walk away more able to love ourselves and receive love? And what if That's actually the key to helping everyone else that we're trying to love, you know, is actually loving yourself, allowing yourself to be loved will simultaneously help everyone else in your life. I see someone, Maxine, was raising her hand, and I just want to give you a chance to share what's on your heart.
Thank you so much. A lot of this is triggering an experience that I had that probably set me into my self-awareness time. But I worked for in a physician's office, and we went to a conference, and I had bought, new outfits to go because it was going to be other physicians. So I wanted to look nice. And a colleague of hers said to me how nice I looked. And I kind of stammered and stuttered. And I thought, finally, I said, I'm not sure what to say. And he goes, just say thank you. And that taught me to be able to open up and receive even just a thank you, because that's a gift from somebody else that they're complimenting you. And you are doing your part by receiving the compliment rather than making an excuse or, oh, this old dress or whatever we do to downgrade the compliment. And that's been a tremendous awareness in my life, that I try to share that experience with other people in order for them to open their hearts to receiving as well.
Thank you for sharing that, Maxine. So beautiful. And as we're talking about receiving love, and even I love how Joseph's talked about how in the book, it opened up something. And actually the book has been designed in such a way that it's healing just through reading it. And that's why I'm so excited. This is the first time I'm holding the book in Spanish. And I actually fly today to Colombia. We're doing the pre-launch book party in Colombia, where my executive assistant, Monica, is from Medellin, Colombia. And there's some really beautiful thing happening there. Imagine what will happen when the book is ready in Spanish. And I love the title of it. So the title in English is Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. In Spanish, the Spanish translation team, some who are on this call and everyone who's there, I want to say I love you so much. They actually chose to translate it Secretos Ancestrales de un Maestro Sandro. And basically it's like the secrets of the ancestors, the secrets of the ancestors brought through this master healer. And I think it ties us to all those that we've loved who have passed, and even our generations before us, and how blessed we are to be who we are because of who they were. And how as we heal, it not only helps those around us, but I believe it actually helps all generations before and after. That you have the position, you're in the position to love yourself and heal yourself so deeply that it affects everyone that's connected to you. Padmalaya, you have something you want to share?
Yes, I wanted to share a little story about this idea that when we expand love in ourselves and how that affects those around us, I feel it's interesting. I feel Dr. Naram was somehow channeling this information to me years before I actually discovered him, because I was using these principles. I had discovered these principles when my son was young and had autism. So I was really doing this. I was expanding love and understanding in myself, and it did help him heal from autism. But the interesting thing that is what I wanted to really get to is that I thought this is also going to really help my marriage, because we had some challenges. We had a lot of good things, but we had some really serious challenges. And I thought, I'm just going to really be extra loving towards the relationship. And like Cindy was mentioned the phrase, peace is the way. And I even had a mantra from a loving place in my heart, I choose peace, I choose peace. But here's the thing, it didn't work in my marriage. However, because of that and just accepting that, I guess, from loving myself, I had to accept that just didn't work. It ended up bringing a lot more things into my life where I could expand love out into the world, and I could let love in. And even being here in this group probably wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for this bad thing that didn't work. So I was thinking of this whole idea that, yeah, sometimes this works, but other times it doesn't work, or it doesn't work in the way that we want it to work, or that we think it's going to work, but it still actually works.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, one thing that it reminds me of, someone's talking about when you change your vibration, either it will raise everyone up or people will leave sometimes, also happens. And to respect and honor each person is a part of loving and not forcing them to be some way that you want them to be, you know. And that's one of the journeys that Dr. Naram taught me so much. You know, it's to love people in the space they are is really the way that love happens, not needing them to change. I'm glad you brought that into the space, Padma, so we can remember that.
So much more actually happened is the really amazing thing as well.
Beautiful. You know, I'm reading this comment from Elena in Italy. She says, in a moment of great pain, God whispered to me to keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. I spent the whole night with my hands and my forehead resting on the ground in the woods crying. And at dawn, a ray of sunshine hit my heart. From that moment on, I felt that I would no longer love, but that I would be love. For me, love has meant entrusting myself totally, having faith and abandoning myself to the point of melting everything and having trust and faith. Oh, it's so beautiful, Elena. You know, we have a song right now. We're going to go into the breakout rooms pretty soon, but thank you for joining me, Colin, on this call, letting us celebrate your birthday. I do feel like today can be a rebirth, you know, for so many of us. And really thinking, how do I want to live from this point on? What has love taught me? And in the breakout rooms, you'll have a chance to share with your pods. If you're part of the Miracle Experiment experience, Cornelia has you broken into that group. If you're meeting on Monday or Friday, there'll just be general groups you can join with if you want to. But we have a really special musical number. It's an original. You're bored? Oh, good. You want to hear this music with us? And then I could play with you after? Okay, good. We have a really special original musical number from Esther Francis. She wrote this, and it's really aligns perfectly to what we've been talking about. So we're going to hear this music. Open up your hearts to whatever message wants to come. And then right after that, we'll go into the breakout rooms where you can be able to share what has love taught you, and you can explore with those in your pod. Monday, tomorrow's Miracle Experiment call for the large group. We're going to be talking about the 7-day Hmong challenge optional activity, which will be awesome. We have some amazing stories. Also, Padmalaya's son Carson is going to be doing a musical number on the call tomorrow. So everyone who's part of the Miracle Experiment experience, looking forward to having you join tomorrow. And right now, turning it over to you, Esther. Can you share about this song and what's in your heart as you sing it? And yeah.
Yes, well, wow, I'm just filled with immense thanksgiving for all my ditto covers everything that was said, and the ditto comes from all the cells of my insides. Now, and additionally, the lyrics that I'm going to share with you came originally to me in June 2002. I think it illustrates the timelessness and of truth of these principles that we've been receiving, because I'm just astounded. Often we start these calls with a song, and with the perfection that these lyrics are coming after the sharing that's been so deep. And I had the inspiration about 10 days ago. I heard someone else singing, and in that singing, they entwined a mantra. And I was inspired. It just came to me to take my Gather Your Courage song, which is what every solstice I sing it, and winter solstice, particularly because of the deep dark. And I think planetarily, we're going through transition. We're all in that deep dark of the night, uniting and feeling both the breakdown and the breakthrough. So Dr. Naram, he told us in his beautiful recording, Unstoppable, that his master said, "You have a right to face your fear and ego." This song is about that. Green Tara is the mantra that I wove into this song. And she was known as the mother of all Buddhas. Of course, this lineage of Siddha Veda goes back to the physician, to the first Buddha. So entwined. And she was the swift savioress of liberation and compassion in Vajrayana Buddhism. Her mantra is said to liberate from illusion, ignorance, suffering, fear, and disease to benefit all beings. I'm just going to say it so that to have that in your mind first. And as you hear this repetition, I invite you, I wish, our voices could all converge and but we already have the unity. So wherever you are, please sing out if you feel inspired. It's Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. So you'll hear it. And I have one thing I have to share with the beings that came. I was crying so intensely. And who came to me were also, I felt the muzzle of one of my horses that I dearly loved. I felt the breath of the breathing and the reminder that this web of beloveds that have passed, not just human, we are just so, and then the message that I got was, I am with you, I love you, and I'm with you, with the penetrating my cells that these, what we call deceased beings, that was the experience, I'm getting the tinglings, are all, they are with us now. You know, they are with us now, this, what we call death and life are one. So anyhow, enough of me talking, and I'll do my best to convey this song. Gather your courage. Gather your courage, gather your dreams. Everything is not as it seems. Break down is break through. The old gives way to birth anew. Deep in the dark night, a new day is born. Gather your courage, hold on, hold on. Deep in the dark night, a new day is born. Gather your courage, hold on, hold on. Here's the mantra. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. 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 And we're singing for all beings, everyone in this world. Gather your laughter, gather your tears. You need them both as you go through the years. Creativity, compassionate love, courage, peace of the dove. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. 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 Courage, courage, courage. Open your heart, find your courage. I'm going to say that one again. Open your heart to find your courage. We're opening our heart to find our courage. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. 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 Gather your talents, gather your friends. Breathe deep, breathe out, breathe in. Gather your darkness, gather your light. You need them both each day and each night. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. Om Tare Tu So Ha. Deep in the dark night, a new day is born. Gather your courage, hold on, hold on. Everything is not as it seems. Remember, trust in your dreams. The dark night becomes the dawn. Trust in your vision, hold on, hold on. Trust in all be blessed, all needs met, all thrive, all know that we are one, and that one includes the many, the darkness and light in nature, all one. In the dark, we see the myriad of stars. In the summer, the shade trees provide us with the shelter that we need. Blessings and love to all.
So, so beautiful. Thank you, Esther.
Thank you, Dr. Clint, for this opportunity. This wouldn't have happened. You know, I joined this a year ago. It has transformed my life in every way. And everything that was being shared, that courage to love yourself. I encourage everyone. Yes, yes, yes. I couldn't be here without it. And being on this call is a great blessing for everyone that's on it.
Yeah, well, and so fun because literally because we talk about contagious healing because of you is why Roma Rishi and Tara know about this. And because of them, now so many other people are being blessed. And in so many ways, Esther, your love and you following your heart and you healing yourself and you asking yourself, what do I want? And now what you said, what I want is to share my music. And on this call, all over the world, your music has created such a healing vibration. So thank you.
Thank you,
so much.
Dr. Clint. You're midwife.
Roma Rishi, Tara, anything you want to share as before we go into the breakout rooms? We're about to go in the breakout room. Everyone can share. What has love taught you on this call today? And those in the Miracle Experiment experience, your pod leaders have some special things structured for you, but anything, Roma Rishi, that love taught you on today's call?
Well, one thing that that really touched me is when you said that the ancient secrets don't belong to any religion or any nationality, any ism. As we know, for way too long, religions have separated people. I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Buddhist, whatever. And there's a really great siddha in India. When Tara and I lived in India for 7 years, we were studying the siddhas. Many people on this call may know about this particular siddha. He's the most famous saint in India. He's beloved by Hindus and Muslims, and his name was Shirdi Sai Baba. And when you travel through India, every little town you go through has stores named after him. He's really the most popular siddha saint in India. And when he came to the town of Shirdi, the people there didn't want him to stay because they thought he was just a dirty beggar. And they made a pact. Let's not feed him, because if we feed him, he'll stay in our town. People persecuted him. They threw stones at him. And then one day he performed a miracle. He actually removed a plague from the town. It's very interesting that we're kind of going through a plague now. And he removed a plague from that town. And then they realized, oh, he's not a dirty beggar. He's a siddha. Wow. And they started honoring him. And now today, he's the most beloved siddha saint in India. Well, when he performed that first miracle, the Hindus ran to him and said, oh, you must be a Hindu saint. And he said, no, I respect all religions, but I'm not only one religion. My religion is love. And then when the Muslims heard that he said he wasn't a Hindu saint, they came running and they said, oh, you must be a Muslim saint. He said, no, I respect all religions, but I'm not only one. My religion is love. And that's what we believe. Our religion is love. And I believe that that was the message given through the book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. Our religion is love, and it transcends all boundaries. It transcends all religions. we can be any religion. We can be Christian, we can be Buddhist, we can be Hindu, we can be Sufi, we can be Muslim. But if God is love, God dwells in our heart as love. And I think the beautiful thing that's happening through this community is people are realizing that God, love, lives in their heart, and they're learning how to open their heart and give that love.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Roma Rishi. Thank you, Tara. Thank you for your presence. And yeah, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for showing up. Thank you for that moment, precious moment in which we were just silent. And in that silence, allowed ourselves to feel that love and the messages, whatever messages came through for you, which are the most important thing on this call. Isn't anything anyone else said, but it's actually what was spoken in your heart, by love. And so to write those things down, and into chance, now you have a breakout room where you have a chance to share it. I just want to say, before I got on this call today, I was just feeling overwhelming gratitude for each of you, for who you are, for how you show up. So many people on the call, actually, even at Pedro, I don't know if I think maybe he just barely left the call. So many people that are on this call from literally all over the planet. Thank you for being here. And I'm excited for you now to have a chance to go, even if you stay on the breakout room for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just to share whatever's in your heart. I think it will help anchor in that message even that much more about whatever love has taught you. So Cornelia, I'm going to turn it over to you to give in the breakout rooms, and to everyone, I just want to say, I love you and I'm with you. Adventure over here.
Okay, everyone. So I've put you into the breakout room, so everyone is signed up, even the ones that are not taking part in the miracle experiment experience. You are in kind of open breakout rooms, and the ones that are actually in the breakout, like on being a part of them, I also created a couple of groups for people that are normally on a Monday, and also then like open ones. And for everyone that is a mentor in the groups, please remember to start the recording when you go in. So I open up the rooms, and if anyone ends up in the wrong room, please come back to the main room and then I reassign you. I hope I did it right today with everyone. I have one person here that is called iPhone, and I have no idea who you are. So if you could let me know, then I can either assign you to an open room or to your.
Hi, Cornelia.
Yes, who is that?
I should be in Gina's group.
Peggy, you are supposed to be in Gina group. Okay, hold on. Where were you? You were in which one?
Elias.
Okay, yeah, we have two Beckys, and I wasn't sure which one is. That's
I tried
always.
to put my last name on it, but I see it's not showing up. I'm not sure what I did wrong.
Okay, so okay, no problem at all. So I move you to group. Hold on, to B. Okay.
I'll try this one.
Susan, you should be Susan. You should be in Elios group. You should be in RA.
I am looking for the link to do it, to join.
Okay. Give me a second. I move you
Okay.
into B, and then I move you back to A, because then it should show up again if it doesn't show up right now. Or just put you in C, and then where are you now? Move to Jana, any issues?
No, I just popped into Elio's group to remind him about the recording is all.
Okay.
I'm going back.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just, I have a few people here that still need to be assigned.
You need help?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now I got to remember where I am. There I am.
You need to be in B. iPhone, who are you? I only get
My name is Mirna. My name is
okay.
Mirna.
And you are normally, hold on, who are you with? I have you in my list somewhere. Oh, hold on. I just need to do something here.